Hi, this is Julia Kahudiak. I'm a registered nurse, legal nurse consultant for 4 decades. And this is our blog concerning the general caregiving information that I plan to give to our consumers who want to have a little bit more information on what to do with the elderly parents they may be looking after. And so we are starting this particular blog on the first part of general caregiving information as to where do we start. So this particular blog is to give you basically a general overview of items we might be discussing in more detail further along in many of our blogs that we have or will be scheduling in the near future. Some may be easier than others to get a handle or a grip on and may require assistance from accountants or lawyers or healthcare providers. But in any event, I will give you as much information as possible so you may have a better overview of what you may need or require. So if you have any questions, certainly you can give me a call, or you may give a call to a lawyer or whoever you feel you might need assistance from. And there are also many very good geriatric care managers also in the field that you may want to talk to discuss this further. So how do we begin to look at what is required in this overview? Well, one of the things, if your loved one is able to carry a good, reasonable conversation with you, in other words, they don't have memory loss and can't remember from one instance to another, one thing you may want to do is identify what they feel is important to them and how you can work together to have some issues straightened out or not. Another thing is, of course, is the importance of knowing where all their documents are. So you may want to start discussing where these are kept, have an inventory of all this information written down somewhere. If they have safe deposit boxes, where they might be keeping them, or if they're online, get the information and access codes, whatever it is that you think that is important, because it is very difficult to get this once they have lost their memories. And also, one of the other things is you may want to discuss friends, neighbors, and also community resources if you think that they have information that your loved ones may not remember to give you. Also, in the event of care for these elderly people, you may want to discuss different types of care, because there might come a time when they may not be able to look after themselves, and neither can you. So the question is, there are obviously different levels of care, such as assisted living, which is what we have in our home. There's nursing homes, there's hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, rehabilitation centers, and a plethora of others. But the question is, what criteria does your loved one meet, and where would they be housed? And of course, what insurance would be covered or not covered? Are they private pay? And so in these events, who would you talk to? In a lot of cases, you may want to speak to a geriatric case manager to perform an actual formal assessment on your mom. I can help you with this if you need help with making these kinds of arrangements, as I know quite a few of them. But anyhow, in the event, this is one of the things that you may want to look into, because it is very important that your mother or father or whoever it is, or grandmother, is placed in the right kind of facility. And, my own opinion is, I don't care who you are, but I don't think that if you're placed in a facility that has 100 people, that you really can be looked after very well, and that is on my own opinion. But anyhow, the event is really based on the fact is, can your person survive in the house, and are they safely looked after? So the professional services of a geriatric case manager can definitely assess and find out what is the event that needs to be formalized in case they need to be moved. And so And they can also offer various choices as to where they can be moved or not, or I mean, should be moved. And also, in the event of severe medical issues, there's also the formality of the lesser facilities that would be available, obviously, because like a ventilator patient, not too many places would take somebody like that because obviously of the huge expense for that kind of person with almost end to life issues. The other thing that you may want to consider is speaking to their healthcare providers. And one of the most important things that you may want to find out from, and this is really just a starting point, is get the full legal name and residence of your loved one, their date of birth and place, their social security number, any employers or dates of employment that they've had in the past, their education or military records, their source of income, assets, investments, stocks, bonds, and properties, any insurance policies they might have, bank accounts, deeds, valuables, all those kinds of things. Recent income tax reference, that would be very good. And any payments on credit cards that are due, and credit cards, obviously. But most importantly, if you know if they would have an advance directive and a healthcare proxy. An advance directive, basically also known as a living will, is a legal document where a person specifies what actions would be taken for their health if they are no longer able to be making any decisions on their own because of their illness. And these can be updated as often as they wish to be. And a healthcare proxy is a person who has authority to make decisions on another person's behalf. And these are written documents and usually witnessed